Hey everyone! Welcome back to our channel. It's your girl, FF, and I am so pumped for today's video. We're diving into the wild world of hippos. Get ready to be amazed by these magnificent creatures. We're going on a factual safari. Like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more. Alright, let's get to the hippos. Woo! Alright, kicking things off with a big one, literally. Fun fact number 1. Hippos are the third largest land mammals on our planet. When you think big land animals, elephants and rhinos probably pop into your head first, right? And you'd be correct. But coming in with a strong bronze is our buddy, the hippopotamus. An adult male hippo can weigh anywhere from 3,300 to a whopping 7,000 pounds. That's like 3 to 4 small cars. Female hippos are a bit smaller, usually tipping the scales between 2,800 to 3,300 pounds. They can stand up to 5.5 feet tall at the shoulder and stretch out to be about 10 to 16.5 feet long. It's this massive build that makes them such a dominant force in their riverine habitats. This immense size isn't just for show, though. It plays a crucial role in their lifestyle. Being so large helps them maintain their territory, especially the males who are super protective of their stretch of river. So next time you're thinking about the giants of the land, don't forget the humble, or not so humble, hippopotamus. Okay, so we've established that hippos are huge, right? Like, seriously, mind-bogglingly massive. You'd think with all that bulk, they'd be pretty slow and lumbering on land. You'd be wrong. Fun fact number 2, despite their incredible size, hippos can run up to 19 miles per hour on land. Picture this. You see a hippo, it looks kind of chill, maybe a bit sleepy. Then bam, it just takes off. It's like a giant four-legged torpedo. Most humans would be left in the dust, seriously. It's their powerful, stocky legs and surprisingly agile bodies that allow them to achieve these bursts of speed. This speed is crucial for them, especially if they feel threatened or need to protect their young. You do not want to be on the receiving end of a charging hippo. Trust me on this one. Just because something is big and looks a bit ungainly doesn't mean it can't move like lightning when it needs to. So, the next time you're at the zoo or watching a nature show, remember their secret weapon, speed. Alright, fact number 3 is all about where these magnificent creatures spend most of their time. If you guessed in the water, you are absolutely correct. Hippos spend most of their day, like up to 16 hours, submerged in rivers, lakes, and mangrove swamps. This aquatic lifestyle isn't just because they enjoy a good soak. It's essential for their survival. Their skin is actually quite sensitive and can dry out, crack, and get sunburned if they're out of the water for too long. So, staying submerged keeps their skin moist and protected. The water also helps support their massive weight. During the day, you'll often see them in groups, just lounging in the water with only their eyes, ears, and nostrils peeking above the surface. Then, as dusk approaches and the temperature drops, they typically emerge from the water to graze on grasses. This nocturnal feeding pattern is another adaptation to avoid the heat of the day and protect their skin. So, they're basically aquatic daytime loungers and terrestrial nighttime snackers. Okay, this next fact is so cool and honestly a little bit weird, but in the best way possible. Fact number 4, hippos secrete their own natural sunscreen. This substance, often called blood sweat, is an oily reddish-pink fluid. It absorbs UV light, acting like sunscreen, and has antibiotic properties. So, while it might look alarming, it's actually keeping the hippo safe and healthy. Get ready for a plot twist in the animal family tree. Fact number 5. Hippos are more closely related to whales and dolphins than they are to other land mammals like pigs or horses. I know, right? Mind blown. For a long time, scientists thought hippos were closest to pigs because of some physical similarities. But then, DNA evidence came along and shook things up. Genetic studies have shown that hippos share a common ancestor with whales and dolphins. This common ancestor is thought to have lived around 50 to 60 million years ago. One group of these ancient mammals decided the land life wasn't for them and headed back to the water, eventually evolving into the whales and dolphins we know today. So the next time you see a hippo chilling in its pool, remember its deep ancient connection to the giants of the sea. Okay, let's talk about one of a hippo's most iconic features, that mouth. Fun fact number 6, Hippos have incredibly powerful jaws and can open their mouths to an astonishing 150 degrees. This massive gape isn't just for show, although it is incredibly impressive and definitely intimidating. When a hippo opens its mouth that wide, it's often a display of dominance or a warning to rivals or anything it perceives as a threat. Inside that enormous mouth, they have some serious dental hardware. Their canine teeth, or tusks, can grow up to 20 inches long. These tusks are incredibly sharp and are primarily used for fighting with other hippos, especially males competing for territory or mating rights. The bite force of a hippo is also immense, estimated to be around 1,800 psi. So, that signature hippo yawn you might see in pictures or videos, it's often not because they're sleepy. It's a serious display, a flexing of their power, a showcase of their formidable weaponry. Respect the gape, people. Respect the gape. All right, we just talked about those terrifying teeth and powerful jaws, so you might be thinking hippos are ferocious carnivores, right? Well, surprise! Fun fact number 7. Hippos are primarily herbivores, meaning their diet consists almost entirely of plants. Their main food source is short grasses, which they graze on during the night. An adult hippo can eat up to 80 to 100 pounds of grass in a single night. So if they're just munching on grass, why are they considered one of the most dangerous animals in Africa? It comes down to their territorial nature and their protective instincts. Hippos, especially males, are fiercely territorial in the water. They will aggressively defend their stretch of river or lake from intruders. On land, they can also be unpredictable and aggressive if they feel threatened, cornered, or if their path back to the water is blocked. A mother hippo will also be extremely protective of her calf. So, while they're not hunting other animals for food, their sheer size, power, and those formidable teeth make them incredibly dangerous when provoked. After all that talk about aggression and danger, let's switch gears to something undeniably adorable. Fact number 8 is all about baby hippos. And yes, they are as cute as you imagine, maybe even cuter. Baby hippos are called calves, and these little bundles of joy are pretty impressive right from the start. A hippo calf can weigh between 50 to 100 pounds at birth. Hippo moms often give birth in the water, and the calf needs to be able to swim and surface for air pretty quickly. They nurse underwater, which is a pretty neat trick. The mother hippo will roll onto her side to allow the calf to suckle. Mother hippos are incredibly protective of their calves, and for good reason. Young hippos can be vulnerable to predators. The calves will often ride on their mother's back in deeper water to stay safe and rest. Hippo calves usually stay with their mothers for several years, learning the ways of hippo life. All right, so we know hippos are big, fast, love water, make their own sunscreen, are related to whales, have giant mouths, are aggressive herbivores, and have cute babies. But how do these amazing creatures talk to each other? Fact number 9 delves into the fascinating world of hippo communication. They have a whole range of vocalizations to get their points across. Hippos communicate using a variety of sounds, including grunts, honks, bellows, roars, and wheezes. The most famous hippo sound is probably their wheeze honk, which can be incredibly loud. These vocalizations aren't just random noises. They convey specific messages. Different grunts and bellows can signal aggression, submission, or be used during courtship. What's super interesting is that hippos can make some of these sounds both above and below water. Beyond just vocal sounds, hippos also use body language and scent marking to communicate. We've reached our final fact, number 10, and it's another one that highlights just how perfectly adapted hippos are to their semi-aquatic lifestyle. Hippos can hold their breath underwater for a surprisingly long time, typically up to 5 minutes for adults. This ability allows them to fully submerge to rest, escape the sun, or even walk along the bottom of rivers and lakes. Hippos don't really swim in the graceful, gliding way that fish or dolphins do. They're so dense that they usually sink and then sort of gallop or propel themselves along the riverbed. This breath-holding skill is an automatic reflex for them, much like breathing is for us. When they go underwater, their nostrils close, and their heart rate slows down to conserve oxygen. This ability to stay submerged for several minutes is also super useful for ambushing rivals or for a bit of stealth. Whether it's a nap, a stroll, or just a moment of peace and quiet away from the hustle and bustle of the riverbank, their breath-holding prowess is key to their survival and success. And there you have it, folks. 10 mind-blowing, super-duper fun facts about the one, the only, the hippopotamus. From their surprising speed to their secret sunscreen, and finding out they're basically long-lost cousins with whales. Hippos are truly fascinating and wonderfully chunky animals. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more awesome content. See you next time. Bye.